Let's start.
Let's do it.
My name is Alexander Preuss. I am art director at Magic Media, working with Fateless as a big team on Godforge. I joined Magic Media, I think, 1.5 years ago. The project is meanwhile in a really, really good state. I give over to Sham.
What's up, guys? I am Sham. I am co-founder at Fateless Games. We're making Godforge. We've got a lot of people here tonight. It is amazing to see. Woo! Look at that! Listen to that crowd. Yeah, but I'm game director. I work with these guys on a day-to-day basis, and this is going to be a lovely art attack with this man.
It is.
Alex.
Hey guys, I'm Simon from Fateless. Or Hellhades. One of the co-founders of Fateless, also one of the co-founders of HH Gaming. We do a art attack with Magic Media every week. We actually do it obviously remotely, so it's really interesting to do one in person with Alex and the crew. It's really important to us to work closely with our co-dev partner, and Magic Media have made that really easy to do. So we're going to get into some of that today, but I guess Susie, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Susie, also known as Ivy League Gaming, I guess. But yeah, I'm the community manager for Fateless. And yeah, we've been working with Magic Media closely. And it's been really, really fun for me to go from being a player to being on the inside and get to see everything unfold. So, and then bringing the community along with us, like we're doing now for our live podcast.
Come on down.
Alrighty, so Alex.
Hey.
What's up? Here.
So how did you get involved with Magic Media? What's your role in the industry?
Thanks. I was actually doing freelancing for some time, and I was not looking out for a new job because I like to work from home and I like this freedom. And one day, Magic Media reached out to me. They were looking for an art director for a project. And I was like, well, why not? As I said, I was not actually looking out, but the project was very interesting for me. It was an MMO, Atlantis setting. And then I decided, okay, let's do this. Let's join Magic Media. And there I worked on this project for a short time, went to another project. Then actually Fateless started with Godforge. At this time, there was no name for the project yet. So it was called Fateless. And for me, it was a really big thing because working on a fantasy project is, it's really nice.
Well, did I say, I know that you had, I think your previous assignment or whatever through Magic Media was around sort of more like a sci-fi feel. And when we first saw some of your artwork, we were like, okay, well, obviously you're awesome at art, but would that cross over to what we wanted to do? So how did you feel when you saw our kind of IP that we were trying to create around this kind of myths, legends, and the sort of fidelity that we wanted to try and get to with the heroes?
Yeah, that's a good thing. I was doing science fiction for my whole life. I worked on different studios. Every studio I joined before was doing a sci-fi game. But I was also doing freelancing in my spare time, making a lot of covers for fantasy books. So fantasy is the other big thing, but I never had the opportunity to work on a fantasy game. And this was a challenge for me. Can I make this the style or the quality of my art also getting over into a fantasy project? This was what really pushed me forward on this one.
And obviously we've got a much wider team than just yourself on the project. So like, but especially in art. So, for us, art is a huge part of what we wanted to deliver on. In fact, for me, it was our number one kind of criteria we wanted to hit for our community was to get an art style which really worked on mobile, high fidelity. So maybe talk through some of the members in the team and how that looks in, and the type of process that goes from almost like end to end to create a character.
Yes, of course. It's not me only. So I'm just the art director. We have a really, really huge character team. We have a huge environment team, meanwhile. And as you mentioned, the biggest challenge is how can you get this art quality-wise done for a mobile device? So we need to use a Unity URP pipeline, which is pretty limited. So you can't do all the nice stuff. So you're faking around already to simulate AAA quality on a mobile device. And luckily it worked out until now. So I think we are pushing what's possible for mobile device on the current state of mobile devices already to a limit. When it comes to the team, we have Genome, our lead character artist, who is leading actually the whole character pipeline. Then we have, I lost the name. Crap. Esther. Esther, of course, is leading the concept art pipeline for the characters. For the end.
Alex,
It's like,
No, Joseph. I was thinking about Joseph, who was leading the environment pipeline. So yeah, I'm just looking over it a little bit and say, okay, a little bit more in this direction, a little bit more in this direction, to make sure everything fits together.
What's the favorite thing you guys have done? What's your highlight of the project itself?
You mean on Godforge?
Yes.
Oh, I think it was the step where we reached our first character, the Brazilian archer. So before that, we had a huge road to go with forward and backward until we found the right quality, actually, to be sure. So I was not really happy with what we achieved. You guys were not happy at the beginning. And we really pushed to get AAA quality on the characters. And when we reached that point, everything was great. So you were happy, we were happy. This was my biggest highlight. And the second biggest highlight was, I think, the first environment we got in-game. So it was the Babylon environment. Before that, we had a different environment, was a test environment. So getting Babylon in was really a huge success, I think.
So Alex is a bit of a renaissance man. You do so many different things. Like when we wanted to do the teaser trailer, we're like, Alex, what do you got for us? And he's like, don't worry, guys. One day I'm gonna put things together. We need a new environment. Yeah, no problem. But like, what I'm wondering is, so you have this big team, and like, I know personally working with our team, it's much smaller. How do you manage on a day-to-day basis, kind of like this giant pipeline, checking all the stuff, making sure it looks good, making sure that this is like going in the direction, the quality? How do you do that?
Don't imagine going somewhere and talking to people and expect they do it immediately. So it's like you need to get the team known at the beginning. You need to get known their qualities, but also their gaps. And while we started on the project, we brought more and more people into the team very slowly. And that's an important thing, because the people started working in the beginning is they get me known, I get them known, so we understand each other. And when the new people join, they also jump in teaching the new people. And this is how you build up a team from the very beginning. So you can't let's hire 20 people. So we have 20 people coming from a different project. It would be impossible to align them together. The only way you could align them is making a presentation, watching a movie with them together and say, okay, this is what we want to do. It's easier to bring people slowly into the project while doing it like this.
One of the things which was a bit of a change of pace for us. So we were actually reached out to by Nico, who approached us and said he'd love to join us as an intern. And honestly, it was our first intern, and we saw his kind of like his profile, his work on ArtStation. We're like, actually, we really like his style. It fits what we're looking to do. So how did you feel with us coming to you and saying, look, can you integrate one of our team into your pipeline? And
it's great.
And
you're welcome.
Well, yeah, but also, and it's an intern, and for us, it's actually turned out great, by the way. But yeah,
I was actually pretty jealous. So no, seriously. I was looking at portfolio and I was like, damn, why didn't we reach out to him first? I was so blown away when I looked at his portfolio. I was like, dude, this guy is amazing. Unfortunately, I needed him first to do some other assets.
A character. Hold on, you gotta talk about it.
He was kind of working on character.
When am I going to get to do a character? It's like, what did you employ me for that?
Character artist. What were the first 5 things what were the first 5 things that Nico worked on as a character artist, Alex?
Environments. Creating some nice environment assets because at this moment the environment team was pretty small. We had a super huge character team, but I was just working with 2 other guys on the environments and I needed help. So,
yeah.
And that's the reason why we pushed Nico for the environment pipeline first.
And then I noticed his environment pipeline started to turn into very character-like statues.
Yeah, support.
So I want to know though, Sham, Simon, what are your highlights of this project?
I mean, honestly, right now, it's right now. It's like the moment when we feel like I actually have a game. I'm going to hand this to someone. I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to hand you this amazing thing that we've worked on all together, and they can actually play it, And it's like, this is the first step. Obviously, it's not done. It's a demo. But I mean, we've all worked hard, really hard to get here. Yes, let's go. And it's, I don't know, man. That's always my favorite part is that first time when you really feel it's not just a bunch of assets that you're jamming together. It's not just a scene in Unity that's kind of working and like, oh, you're faking it. It's real. So that I would say that it's like now, like, and obviously being here is a big part of that. But honestly, the demo, I would say that's it.
It's hard to disagree, but there was another point where I think we had a kind of like a change of pace and a change of direction in the project. And for me, that's the highlight because it was a really tough time. We'd spent a lot of time working on a specific type of battle style, battle engine. And really we thought, well, we need to throw all of that work in the bin and start again on a new type of combat. And actually coming out the other side of that, the energy from both the Magic Media team and the Fateless team, I think it went up tenfold. Everyone loved the new direction. Everyone was so buzzing about, so like up and high about the sort of change. And really it felt like it was just a turning point in the project for me. And now when we see the demo come out, we've got this new kind of style. Everyone that's kind of tested it, just like, yes, the visual quality is there. And we've kind of brought that to life now. It just feels like, for me, that was the turning point. So, yeah.
I want to get a little silly, Alex. I want to hear.
This is easy for Alex.
I want to hear about your original design for one of our Amazon characters. Let's hear about your thoughts.
That's not.
Yes. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah, I mean, we had this in a kind of an art attack, this discussion, so I'm not repeating my own words. But yes, at the very beginning, we were pushing for very sexy characters. And my original design or my proposal was to have her almost nude, actually bare nipples or bare breasts.
This wasn't just one character, by the way. Several characters almost nude, even after we say they can't be nude, Alex.
Defend yourself, Alex.
Well, I know how it is with rating.
And then the next thing we see, because we can't do it on characters, the statues.
Of course statues are nude. Go into a museum. They're all nude.
I don't think you can get away with doing a Greek-inspired faction without a little bit of nudity.
No, of course. It's looking at ESBR ratings and what you are able to do. And of course, you want to sell games. If you make it restricted, there's you don't. So don't limit yourself. So
but in all seriousness though, that's what we want you to be doing, is like thinking outside the box, bringing ideas to us that maybe we wouldn't have considered. Maybe not that exact one in this case, but seriously, like I mean, as an art director, if you're not doing that, if you're not saying, hey, I don't like this idea, I think we should push it in this direction, then I mean, you're not doing your job, and you do it, man. You do it. You always do it.
And exactly. So pushing it to be pleasing for the eye, definitely. Going sexy in very
both ways, right? Yeah.
In both steps, right.
All right. Well, what's next in the project? What exciting new things are you working on coming up with Godforge? Can we get a leak from someone else besides Simon?
Yeah. Spoilers. Let's hear it. What are we working on?
I mean, the hardest or the most fun thing to do was also the hardest is to establish this demo now. So we have one environment which is really polished to the end. As I said, getting URP pipeline to the limits, which is currently the Arrow environment. So Egyptian pyramids. And of course, we need to get all the other environments into the game. One big thing for the future is Swaga. So Hindu, Indian style temples, jungle.
You heard it first.
Yeah. So there's a lot. So we have the Asgard environment, Avalon environment, all the big mythical environments, from your stories, from your books, which we are bringing into the game, making it, that you feel actually the fog of history in this while playing it.
One of the great bits of feedback we've had so far from the small amounts of the demo that I've shown is where they see some of the kind of like the environment crashing, being destroyed by abilities. I know this was something from your idea, which when we first saw it, I was like, this could be really awesome and something we've not really seen in this type of genre. So, I guess talk us through where that came from. How you came with the idea.
This was actually funny. So it was not my idea. So it was.
We need someone else. Hang on, who else? Who was that? Bring them up here instead.
Unfortunately, he's not here. Alvaro, one of our technical artists, came up with, what I would like to do a little bit of animations in the background. And he started with some flags and some small stones breaking apart. Remember that in the old Ice Castle level? And you were watching it and went, oh, this is great. We want this. And then we were talking about, can we do this also with bigger things? And it was like, if we go too big, at a certain point, now we're ending up with having giant statues in the background falling down. What's next?
Because statues.
Pyramids crashing down? I don't know.
Who knows?
So yes, I keep an eye on everything, but also making sure that we have a performant running game. While I need to check with the artists, if they come with ideas and say, yeah, we can do this, there's a big performance impact, let's do it.
All right, Alex. So really quick, walk us through one character end to end, like just so we can understand exactly what it takes to make a full character from start to finish.
Okay. Any specific character do you have in mind?
Let's do Mordred. Mordred's a fun one.
Mordred. It's partly popping up in the screen already. So we have a character description. Mordred is pretty simple because it's Avalon history. So you know it from the King Arthur legends. Really tricky character.
Trickster.
So yeah, starting with a mood board is basically based on the description, or in this case, Mordred, pretty obvious. You can also search Wikipedia. Creating a mood board. So Esther, our lead character artist, is working on the concepts, making sure, the right feel is captured for the character. Well, we go through a couple of iterations, but usually the concepts from Esther get through really fast. So she has the perfect style for this game. Amazing artist. And I think we had 2 rounds of discussions. Also, Dane, art director from your side, gave feedback. And then when it went through, we pushed it to 3D. So starting on a very rough proxy model. The proxy is a term for a character model which is low polygon, basically a blockout or a white box, gray box character. The good thing with this is it's rigged and we can test the proportions already in game. We can animate it, we can test animations. This is very important.
So many.
And after that, we go to high poly based on the concept. In a lot of cases, the high poly is even improved compared to the concepts, adding more details, adding more refined areas. Especially focus on the face is very important to getting the character really, really interesting into shape. When the high poly is done, a low poly is created, and then we go to the baking process. So it's not we're not baking a bread or a cookie or something like this. It's a stupid term. I told it yesterday already. So whoever came up with baking, I don't know. It's it's a little bit ridiculous, but it's industry term. So baking textures, which means you take the high poly, you have the low poly, and it's projected from the high poly to the low poly, because unfortunately on mobile we cannot have high poly characters running around. With Unreal 5, potentially you can do it in the future, but also most of the companies try to keep the characters still at a low poly state, but looking good. Yeah, and with this we have all the nice details from high poly on the low poly. The low poly is rigged. Texturing process is based on the baking.
One character.
And then, it's implemented into the game. But it's not finished, because then the character just stands like this in a T-pose. So then it goes to the animator. It needs to be rigged, which means a skeleton needs to be implemented into the low poly. It needs to be skinned, which means weights, how body parts are bent or deformed. When this is done, it goes to the animator. And based on the character description, we have a huge set of things that character need to do, like run, jump, maybe a spin attack, whatever. And these animations need to be done, need to be set up. This goes actually pretty fast. We are now testing also out new pipelines, like motion capturing, which works pretty amazing, in my opinion, as well. So I had doubts, a lot of doubts at the beginning, and I need to be honest here, because motion capture data are really expensive from the size. But that guy is really good.
Right.
It's really good. And I really like the results. So Aphrodite is looking fantastic with animations. It's really natural. So the way he moves her hips, and so this.
Do you yourself, Brandon? You look beautiful in your mocap suit.
Extremely natural as a woman.
That's right.
Yeah, that's basically, after all these steps, there's one final step, which is not really character related, which is FX. So all the animations need an FX, so especially the impacts need to look great. We had a special effect, some particle effects, some additive cloud effects, sound effects. That's a good point. I missed that one. So this is everything related to one character. And that's a huge pipeline. And we are making a lot of characters. Really a lot of them. I'm not saying the number loud, but
Yeah, exactly.
So everything, obviously it's so character focused, and that's the important part. So you're telling me about one of your favorite characters that went straight through for approvals. I want to hear, tell us about your favorite character, Alex, and then Sham, Simon, I want to know your favorite so far.
Okay. My favorite character, I have actually two favorite characters. The bad thing with this is both concepts are from me.
Wow. Okay, you guys see.
But it's more, it became the favorite character after I've seen the 3D model.
Yeah.
The one character is this dude, Ramses.
Over there.
The 3D model was created by Walter, amazing 3D artist, character artist. And the other favorite model is actually the Green Knight. But it's more kind of a favorite because it was the first concept piece, which was so easy to do. And it went through. So you guys liked it at the first sight. And now the 3D model looks so amazing. Walter did such an amazing job again. Yeah, these are my two favorite characters.
I'm going Herc on this one. Hercules.
The hit.
It's the smash. He's got an ability called Herc Smash, and every time I see it, I just laugh because I'm just like that. It just looks so brutal. It just looks amazing. So I would say Hercules. I wouldn't have expected him to be number one for me, but at least right now in the project, this is still relatively early. Hercules.
Oh, wait, on that note, with Hercules, I thought there was an amazing detail that YouTube comments brought up where I didn't even notice at first. But Hercules poisons, and you're like, why is he poisoning? The club actually has Hydra head. And when you're attacking with it, the Hydra head is like poisoning the enemy. So it's such a different detail that you would never expect. I thought that was amazing.
Shout out to the design team,
Yeah,
honestly.
where did that idea come from? That was amazing.
They are amazing. These guys over here, honestly, Dirk and Saf, and I'm still calling him Saf, Paul, and Brad. I mean, honestly, amazing on our side. And then Mladen obviously making sure that things stay the right way. We'll talk to him later today. But yeah, I mean, like those little details, that's what you play these games for, right? It's all about those little details. So, you want to spin the character around, you're like, wait a second, what is, oh, that's cool. I mean, like Hades, for example, he's got this looks pretty good. He's got the Cerberus belt. Little details like that are what we play these games for. So that's my thought.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to pick two. I'm going to pick one, which is based on the ability, and it's the Aphrodite. So Aphrodite is a cool-looking model, cool-looking design, but when you see the ult, it's so satisfying. I love the visual, and as I say, Brandon's done a great job on the animation, and then the VFX coming in over the top is absolutely awesome. So that's what I play these games for, that kind of like impact moment when a character does a really cool ability. In terms of a model, though, Gino has done some work on our first boss, the Treasure Golem.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
It's a character.
It's a character. But yeah, it's just such a good amount of work. But I mean, you could call out so many. There's so many awesome characters already. So yeah, I'll leave it one.
I wonder if I have a favorite yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
What goes?
Oh my goodness. I have to say, I really am excited to reveal that the Hades character that we've shown briefly, but we haven't really seen much of yet. I can't wait to see that in action and see how that's going to actually, what are his abilities going to be? I'm really curious.
Yeah, I think Paul's made him pretty OP, honestly.
Yeah.
Rightly so. Rightly so. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's obviously, I know everyone has had such a joy working with Magic Media so far. Any final thoughts? Like, what are you guys looking forward to?
Well, I'd say as a final thought, in terms of working with Magic Media, initially we had some turbulence in terms of getting to the same place in terms of design style, but we've really got there, and it's just amazing. Every single week, my favorite meeting of the week is Art Attack, when we're literally like looking at the new designs coming through, the teams growing in size, and the new people coming on really are just phenomenal. So from that side, it's just been a pleasure, honestly, so far. And obviously we got a way to go, and as you say, there's a lot of characters to be created, a lot of environments to be created, but yeah, I'm super psyched for that. So yeah.
I mean, echo that. I mean, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure working with honestly everybody on the Magic Media team. This guy right here keeps. I mean, it really is just so fun, and it feels like like less of a working relationship and more of like a friendship and a family. And and that's the kind of business that we want to have. So yeah, I mean, shout out to all of you guys, but Alex, the man.
Thank you. I feel very honored, and I like to give this back. So yes, I think the best description is family. Having this kind of this honest work relation is super important, super relaxed. I see it actually from the beginning, like one big team. So, I mean, on the other side, one side is Magic Media, the other side is Fateless, but we are working as one big team. It's merged. It's like one hive mind creating something really outstanding, something really cool. So this is definitely the highlight for me, the way we work together. And yes, there were turbulences, but this is regular in game development. Of course, you have different opinions, you have different visions. And I mean, part of my job is to align us to a point where we see, okay, yeah, this is how we see the world and stuff like this. And I mean, I need your input as well. So this is the way we work, and this is the way I love to work, actually.
It's a pleasure, me.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for sitting down for the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out here in the live audience and for watching or listening later on. We have more to come, so stay tuned for more with some Magic Media stuff.